Hey everyone, Noik, and I have, a couple days ago, got Death of the Inhumans, and my overall, this is supposed to be the comic that's supposed to kill off the Inhumans, that the Marvel TV show failed, and so they're just throwing them away, and with also the Fox deal, they don't need them, right? They're not going to use them anymore. Listen, they're still using them though, alright? Before this here, in the CBR forums for the Inhumans, all the talk was that they're going to be now playing a role in the second season of, the future Avengers anime. How is the anime? It's an improvement from Discourse, and Discourse was enjoyable. So, it's not the best. They still have, some flaws. But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about the future of the Inhumans. Alright? And right now, I don't see them dying in this because, if the main reason is that they can't use them, there's still plenty of examples of them using them. Specifically in the animation department. They're using them a lot. They're also appearing in the games there, and there's a lot of interesting characters for them to choose from. As such, I can imagine stuff like Future Fight, Contest of Champions, or whatever else they had. Maybe they'll find a way to relaunch Marvel Heroes. The Inhumans are going to still play a role in it. Now, as it stands, is there any significant Inhumans that could be a big part of that? And, we're not going to be seeing all the Inhumans go away, thanks to Moon Girl, who is actually getting her own series, and Miss Marvel is being looked into adding into the MCU. And I know already there's a lot of people they really aren't Inhuman, though. Okay. People count Deadpool as part of the mutant X-Men community. He's not even a mutant. He's a mutate. He hasn't dealt with the same problems that they have about discrimination and that. As such, I don't see why we wouldn't count as a couple of humans and part of the Inhuman family. That really doesn't make sense. If you count that, then this should be counted. But alright, do they relate to the Inhumans at all? Well, let's first look at Moon Girl. She's a big lover of science. Okay. The Inhumans are supposed to be one of the most technologically advanced nations of Earth, so there's that. Really. Do I relate to the Inhumans? We made an interstellar city. Yeah, I'm good. Let's see. She comes off arrogant and cocky, but it's just because she's not in the right area. She gets along with her classmates, but a lot of the times, at the beginning of it there, they viewed her as this person who was arrogant, cocky, just thought better, but honestly, she just can't. What she was thinking was, I don't really relate to this there, I'll just try to keep to myself and do my own thing, which is something the Inhumans do. And then she has her own little tussle with the Kree. There. Kind of a love-hate relationship, and hey, the Inhumans also have that. So, yeah, there's a lot. And as for Miss Marvel, now before I talk about her connection, I wanted to just say that what Marvel tried to do was make them what mutants were. A representation of the LGBT or those who deal with racial problems, which was wrong. You really couldn't do that with the Inhumans. But the Inhumans could be a relatable people. Well, what? How can the Inhumans be relatable, you're thinking? Aren't they moon people? That's the thing. They aren't. The Inhumans went to the moon 20 years after their first comic book appearance, 10 years after their first comic book. As such, you can't really call them moon people. They've been on the moon. Do we count every astronaut as a moon person? I guess I want to say, yeah, I'm a moon person. Maybe. But that's there, because people most identify with that. They view them as, that's what the Inhumans are, right? So the people of Earth, I guess in and out of comic, view them as they're cosmic, even though they're from Earth. Alright. So they're cosmic, right? They're accepted amongst the cosmic community. No, the cosmic community views them as Earthers or Kree experiments. So they can be in both these worlds, yet they won't feel like they're truly part of it. Like, if they visit somebody from Earth, most Earth people will probably view them as a cosmic alien. And then the cosmic aliens, they're going to view them as a bunch of dumb Earthers. That is something people in the immigration area feel a lot. That, oh, I just view it as that. And that's something also Miss Marvel feels as well. In her annual, she mentioned how, while in Jersey, she's looked as somebody from Pakistan. But when she went to Pakistan, she's viewed as somebody from America. Now, of course, she doesn't always get that. Her friends treat her who she is. And that's what the Inhumans get with their close friends. So, yes, these characters relate to them as well. As such, I view them, since they're going forward, that the Inhumans are still going forward. Alright. So if they're still using Inhumans, what is this about? Now, are they planning on just... They're usually... If there was... You never just kill anyone off. That's the thing. It's always... If they ever do some sort of big mass genocide, it's usually part of something, or it's leading up to something. There. Now, because we can already rule out that they're not going to try to quietly just shove them off when we've already seen they're still using them. Alright, so what the hell is Death of the Inhumans about? I read this, and I gotta admit, the thing that was making me angry was not really the death. I'm sorry, there was one death that really pissed me off. Lockjaw. Yeah. But the thing that really got me was, of course, all these continuity problems. Yeah. Some of them were just nitpicks, like Maximus in this. He was seen with flesh-colored hands, even though the previous comic beforehand, he had robot hands. He got his hands blowed off a little before, oh, shoot, I think it's in the Inhumanity comic or that, but Black Bolt takes his brother's hands. So he's had robot hands since then, but nope, here they're flesh. Okay. Their city Artilian is different from the city, New Artilian is different from New Adelan. There was old Adelan, it was on the moon. It was transported from the Himalayas to the moon, then it went through a big journey and eventually came to Earth and then crashed. Events happened, and then the royal family, no longer in charge of New Adelan, decided we're going to create our own little home on the moon. We're going to keep our best out of the Inhumans things because they're going to go themselves. We're here though if you need us, and I guess it's their summer home, and then they have friends over. On the moon. I guess after you rule a kingdom, that's what happens. But I digress. It was never this big city, like with all these members. There's just... And even then, going past these continuity issues, there was two main problems I had. Now, the royal family decided they had to go meet up with these other intergalactic Inhumans. They got there and they were all killed. Alright, well, except one. And they showed what happened. And now this was a huge distance off. Apparently Lockjaw can't use his teleportation, and he's powerful. He can break through the multiverse, as we've seen. But it was too much of a distance for him. Somehow, even though there was someone who was able to cling to life, and the enemy from there, the Kree, the Vox with the Kree, were able to move to New Arctilian, which the royal family was going that. Even though they must have somehow passed each other, they got there first. Like, this timing is beyond literally impossible. So I'm having a hard time understanding how they did that. Did they teleport? No. Apparently the range is so great, Lockjaw has to be even closer from the planet that the Universal Inhumans, that are called, was slaughtered on, and he was only able to take himself, yet Vox is there with a platoon or something of Kree soldiers. The second thing I'm having a problem is, this whole thing is, it's join or die. And that they're doing that to get Black Bolt to join. They're basically slaughtering everyone else. It's just, we just want Black Bolt. We just want Black Bolt. And here, I'm gonna read a direct thing. Just gonna find it. Tell him that there is no fighting this. Tell him that he will join us. And when he does, he will beg us to do so. Basically, this is all saying that Black Bolt needs to join the Kree because he wants to, but alright. Now they want to reclaim the Inhumans, but they're pretty much killing all the Inhumans. Okay, I'm having a hard time understanding that. Maybe they just want the strongest ones. If you survive one of the massacres, you're strong enough for that, but then why are they trying to so much get Black Bolt there? Okay, fine. They're trying to get Black to join. But then why are you going after his family, trying to make him angry? Well, maybe they're trying to kidnap him. Why didn't you just try to kidnap him? There is so much happening in this that I bet I just went, it is literally impossible for this to be happening. Hey, this is not happening. And then what? Then I came to the realization, Death of the Inhumans is not happening. This is what I think is actually going on. This is some sort of mental trap. Basically, the Kree were able to get by Black Bolt's mental defenses and then create this kind of simulation attack to manipulate him to rejoin the Kree. Because what do you need Black Bolt for if Vox is destroying pretty much an entire city? Right? What's the point? But what if they don't actually, Vox isn't real? So basically, here's this nightmare, this impossible situation that he'll then wake up once they're sure he will join, and then that's how they get their super soldier human back. Like, it actually makes more sense. It would explain why all this impossible stuff would happen. It would also explain why the continuity is not matching up. Because the Kree probably wouldn't have everything up to date. For example, there was this thing in the previous series called Primogen. And basically, when an Inhuman uses it, one of them becomes a world killer. And it would make no sense that after seeing what this guy can do, Maximus knows about it, he should have picked it up and then used his mental abilities to just bypass and make him cut off his own head. But he's not. Most likely, the Kree that are doing this don't know about this. They probably also don't know about the metal hands. And they're probably unaware about what New Arctillion is. However, because it is also Black Bolt's mind, I'm guessing his own mind kind of is merging reality and fiction together. And that's why certain things happen when they shouldn't happen, even though when something's like, okay, that makes sense, but why is this happening here? So that's my overall thoughts. That none of this is happening. This is nothing more than a mental trap to manipulate Black Bolt. Alright. So, this video is about the future of the Inhumans. So after we have this exciting story, what's next for them? Alright, I believe I can see 5 new series. The first is just called Inhumans, and I would have Oh shoot! I believe it's. I'm going to get this name wrong. Silent. He wrote Black Bolt. I'm very sorry. I don't want to really mispronounce the name, but he wrote Black Bolt. He really would be able to bring this story, and the story itself would involve. Okay, the Inhumans' first story was about rejoining the rest of Earth. Now that they've rejoined Earth, what is next for them? And how would they contribute? Like, they have superpowers, so they can contribute like that, but what about basic everyday stuff? Do they start sharing their technology? Do they become more exclusive? Do they have to open up more trade deals? Stuff like that is what the main Inhumans series should be. It should also follow a story with the Primogen, and how are they going to be able to copy more of that to make the better, pure Terrigen. And then finally, the third story should be part of this series. What about the other kingdoms? Like, a lot of tribes of Inhumans went out, start their own, and some of them have risen to being roughly what was Adelan's strength. Where do they fall in? Will they also try to work with the Earth? Will they compete with them? Those that band together, are they going to be just a loose alliance that just come together to protect each other? Will they work more similar of a confederation? Will they instead decide, you know what, we need one leader and form a mighty Inhuman empire? This is the things people want. Alright? And I'm sorry, I can't remember the name perfectly. I believe the last name is it'd be pronounced Ahmed. I believe it's Salad Ahmed, but I am most likely getting this wrong, and I'm terribly sorry. So that would be the first book. The second book, I would relaunch Uncanny Inhumans. And in it, it's about the children of the House of Aegon. So that's Arua, Luna, Lear, Petrus, and I believe her name is Electo? Those five, and Puppy, Lockjaw's kid. Yeah, Lockjaw has a kid. How many of you actually knew that? His name is Puppy. Them and interacting with new humans. So it's like the young new humans. So it's these two different groups in the same generation, and it's those two coming together to form what is the new path for the Inhumans for the future. Like, the grown-ups are in regular Inhumans, or Inhuman Royal, whatever you want to call it. They're setting up our place in the world, but what's the direction we want to take it? So with these two different aspects of life, that's how you would come together for that. Third book, Quake, written by Matthew Rosenberg. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I had this idea to restart S.H.I.E.L.D., and I will get into that when it comes. The fourth book, I would make it Gorgon. Him, after he deals with the progenitors? The big space gods they met at the end of Royals. Anyways. So it's his journey back, but along the way of this journey, while each arc is just a fun adventure, the one narrative that we would follow is, what is he going to do when he gets back? He's not going to stop being a soldier. He has never stopped. He will be dead. He will continue being a fighter, a soldier, a warrior, however you want to put that, till he is dead in the ground. But what about the rest? He's been thinking about his kids, like, what's best for them? Should I be there? Should I give up this life? Should I just meet a woman? Should I just focus on them? And that's what we would follow. So throughout the entire series, him coming to this decision. And to write it, Donny Cates. Now, when I picked this up, I also picked up Cosmic Ghost Rider. Really awesome. So I would mix the fun of Cosmic Ghost Rider with the more inner development from his Thanos series. I'd combine those together and I would give that to Gorgon. That's what I would do for Gorgon series. And finally, the last Inhuman series I would have being done would be a Medusa series. And I would have this done by G. Willow Wilson. Why her? Because she obviously is a huge fan of this character. Why do I say that? Because she has appeared in like everything she's done for Marvel, or at least almost everything. The only thing I don't think she appeared in, it was called Mystic, and she may, but I haven't read it, so she may have appeared in that. Yeah, he did a few X-Men books, and it was only just one page, but they got Medusa. She got Medusa in that. She played a supporting character for Miss Marvel, acting as kind of her Inhuman mentor, I would say. She was one of her, when she relaunched A-Force, she was one of the leading ladies for it, as well as played a significant role in the first volume on Battle World. And he also wrote this thing for, I believe it was the second Women of Marvel, and it's called Thrones, and it's all about Medusa just outsmarting the rest of her cousins to basically sit on this throne. So yeah, she's using her everywhere. Pretty much always use her. She obviously has a story she wants to use her for. Alright then, that is it. I discussed that Marvel still wants to use it. I discussed that Death of the Inhumans is probably not actually happening. And 5 Inhuman series that Marvel needs to do, with writers attached to it. Okay then. Thank you everybody. I hope to see you next time, and you have a terrific day.